Good morning, everyone in Australia, and good afternoon in North America, in Canada, in Australia, in United States. Welcome to the Lojong teaching, the will of sharp weapon, and in the number language. So, Peva Telangi. Go to Shuguyu and Tujichi Shuguyu and Tashidali. And it are in the Lojong Sonja Kolo Mutuni Chichi, the Robsuji Shuyi, Dandai Shuguyu, what in the Yabusaro now, entering the Peval Shira Kawachun Tujichi. So today, before I go through the text, I give some explanation on Lojong. I would like to lead a meditation on Lojong. We haven't done really much meditation on Lojong, so it will be good to do a little bit meditation, put into practice, as we say. And Tibetan word is nyamle. That nyamle said, Malamas kundina ma chu then so sure de Lalentan Gomdes Jap. That's the Nalapachi and some guy in Kawaii Chin any that's Gomja. Shida Kitchimoro Lalentariat and to this Yamnu. So you receive teachings from a master or lama, and then after that you go home or go back to your hermitage and then practice. And this way it becomes more meaningful, and you get some experience, and you get some result from the meditation, from the practice. So this time we're going to do a little bit Lojong. And so there are different ways of doing Lojong, and because Lojong means training the mind, right? So this time I would do a little different. We sit comfortably and relax. Then you look at inside of your chest here, at your heart, and what is the problem? What makes you feel vulnerable? What makes you feel nervous? What makes you feel worried? What makes you feel anxious? Or what makes you feel frustrated? Or what makes you feel lonely? Or what makes you feel sad? And so forth. Whatever, look at in your mind, heart, in your mind. So if you don't find any of these things that I mentioned, the list of things, if you feel only peaceful and joy and content and happy and relaxed, you're more or less perfectly happy and healthy. No, none of these issues or delusions and so on, then that's perfect. That this is wonderful. In that case, you should then send your contentment, your peace and happiness, joy and relaxation and knowledge and wisdom, whatever you have here, imagine transform into beautiful light, white light. And as you breathe out, it comes out from your nostrils. Okay, white light comes out from your nostrils, goes out and to share with everybody, share with all sentient beings, and share with everyone, especially everyone who is lacking love, compassion, lacking peace, lacking joy, lacking calmness, and so forth. Share it with them, give it to them. or those sentient beings who are suffering a lot, having lots of anxieties and fear, and especially this time, pandemic time, lots of people are sad, grieving, suffering, lost their relatives and family, grieving, lots of grief. And a lot of people also having anxiety. So you send this light to them. Okay. Now, the first one, if you do have those issues, and then you need to do is you imagine those your fear and your anxiety, your discontentment, your nervousness and uptightness, loneliness, whatever you have. Imagine again transform into light. Now light and purified by the power of your mind of Lojong, by power of your pure motivation, by the power of your pure intention, okay, kind of like a body mind, by your pure intention, transform into white light. This time, the light goes round and round inside of you, inside of your chest, inside of your light going round and round, and it becomes very mature and become more solid light, solid peace, solid joy, solid realization. Okay, so let's do that. There's two ways to do. One is when you don't have any of this, send lots of light to everybody. The other one, if you do feel, then transform into light, love, and wisdom, and stay inside of you. We'll do that. We'll send that later too. But for now, you need to make your own defilements transformed and purified. Then that purity stays inside of you, that solid realization, solid beautiful mind stay inside you for a while, and so that there is no room, no space, another type of defilement arise or come in. You see what I'm saying? So it stays in you for a while. And let's do this meditation for now. Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention to my fellow Tibetan friends. That and the Gomti now, the Lojong, the Lojong Mawuyare, and the Tango, Soso Ningal and do see Mikoshira. Soso Ningal and Pangola Nalo the Watane, Seven same day or same Maji water, then same day. Zamzala Dochaji, Zamzala Kondolam, Zamzala anything. Nasa Duja in the use and chick same day that in the same do so that in the Korean and the electric Teneduna, and the social same Lojong Semji or Tigi, in Nubala Tene, anything the social same now, Tom Jiaji, Dumula, so the same day Jalas or Cariona. They any social same dig shoe. That Lojong same dig. Kunoya would dig and Toki. Di Nubala Tene, and the new Montoso, all us new Montos, Gale, Yeche, the new moon, na Tumtum, Chapdela, and a Oseka was in Lucian, Nala Nigana, Oseka would do to her too, was it in the same ticket, Carsulo, that new vessel, dog any Oseji to and then a $7 bed. Word that any Zeda, same. Kashota, same Kibuyo, same Lolo, same Gabuyo, the Nijiga number juice on him, Mevanarana. And the social knowledge, some Naji, not some dealers over the same Majiba, some dealers over the Condolas over Korean man, the Kege Mavina, Negab Tanda, Negab de la Silva, Kege Mavina, any social Nigane, any Kashota, Tunglegumni, Tungles, Pat Tangro. Les, Tango Tango. I had a Tango, that's also seminary. He Samsambo or Samba Sana, 사단 라면 장스 어디 삼바 장나 사단 라면 삼바 상보디 셈 상보디 셈비다 보디 전주 셈다보지 인인제의 저와도 되네 어서 가보지 남발을 줄 나고 이니가 되서 마 치네니 단단 넘불링 심지 참마 메다 돈도 참마라 바치 어제도 바쳐 고라도 셈나라베 어제 포와나 지진 셈 대랑라 지랑라 계속 셈제도 저지 그다 셈제 매바 차서 셈 르르지 기부 중소 원념에 애니 미바나로나 Thank you. The subject of the teaching is Lojong. We go through the verses here. Verse 30. Tibetan word Tapoki Dolan in the Songdo Nyumo Laga Naming Cheve Che Mata Kove Nimi Magombe Lengen Chonjara Koi Dene Kore Yinjung Chevar Chas. Nyumo Lagas Naming Cheve Ta Nyumo La Gauche Nyumo La Hira Gauche. Then Sem Ying in the Cheve Ches. I mean, Mount Tendira. Nyumola gawo yore, nyumongi jula gawo, nyumongi deula gawo. Ane naming che sempe tuje. Dik tindi chego junze the karre sena. Ane jawa ngama metaba ta korwe nimi magomba ta. Jawa dela yin tini metaba magomba che. Korwe nimi dungala soba tini magomba che. Tindi jine ane sem nyumola ga. Ane Nyumo je jola gawoche, sem ying to chigores. That didn't cheva in the Lengen soldier on a coa to Kolo Koa Nigeria. Then they done that tap the courage over Sena Nyumola Magawata. Then they sem Maiwa, then they chola low, Yawoji Karsho, chola ya low Yawoji shoot, cho Yawoji Yamlin Yoyagi, Tashi courage over Sungu your ears, Sungu your Sena. Then Kore Korwa Yinjung Chawar Chas, Kola Dene, Yimbo Mandu something, Gomia Wujawa Sunga, Gomia Wujaw, Kansana, Kora Cup the Jamala, the opposite of your money, Sungorwa, what the day, and don't call us in the Yimbo Mandu, the Negavan Tetchik, Gabu Gabu, the Jibu Yonjik, Mato Pula Dene, the Moyomare, and Gay Chishu, Sa Chishu. Choya wuji nyamne chayade, choy chewe ina chen dedan chima, kanga la pemba, soso la pemba, mishenda la pemba, rangshen tamje la tene be, dewa de jibu yunga la tene, tunin du, samde lunju duwa, tunin lunju du yorwa, o tene tu sam shiyaro, naa sungore. So here, the verse here, 30, when our mind wanders greatly and runs towards the delusion. This is the wheel of sharp weapon. Weapons are returning. And till now we have neglected to meditate fully on perfect pervading this transient world. Hereafter, let's work to renounce this existence and see the impermanent nature of things. So now, here Dharma Rakshita talks a lot about what, in one sense, when you look at the text, it's sort of like a lot of negativities going on, and in our mind, and we're going through a lot of sufferings. And then he talks about why we have got so many negativities and why we are suffering. He spent more time talking about negativities than positive things, and talk about the negative things than cause of positive things. Well, be honestly, because this master is very direct and honest, and I mean very direct, right? So because he is telling what is really happening. See, the most of the time when you look at from morning to evening and you look at your mind, how many times in your mind and negativity is going on, delusions going on? How many times positive, virtuous mind arising? How many times? Which one, number-wise or amount? Which one is more you get? Which one you have more? Which one is less? So, and most likely, I think most people, ordinary people, have delusions, more delusions than virtuous mind, and more, and also more suffering than happiness. That's why we say samsara is like life being in samsara is like you are playing with needles and sharp swords, sharp weapons, and playing with needles, playing with sharp tools. Most likely you hurt yourself, injure yourself, and you suffer. You do that. You don't have much happiness. So better not play with sharp weapons and knives and needles and so on and so forth, chainsaw and this and that. Better to leave them alone, stay away. So samsaric life is like this. Nobody wants suffering. Nobody wants hurt ourselves. Nobody want to hurt others. But the whole situation in the world is difficult. You see, how many people have guns, and how many people have drugs and poison these days, especially in the West, and and there are some parts in Asia too. But yeah, you have more chance hurt. Okay, so this is the reality. This is why Dharma Rakshita is talking. That indeed the Dharma Rakshita Korang Lama de Sundan de la Ki Yoang Lama Chik Chavere Ma Musa and then control on the Chavere Tanan de la Chen de la Majun the Yungur Chik Majun and Mandi was which is Sungudua. Okay, and the Samlatan the Lamandi Majun or the Mandi was Young Chiki Majun or the Mandi was Chavere Tarin de la Maju in the Shada Sundu. Joang Lama Chik Yakuchene, Tunde Yakuchen, Tarin Jibu Yungan, the Nichi Sumundu. During and shut a song with the Koreans. That is some of the Korang me Tambutansha Sunguwa, Munitan Kayola, Lamarwa, Koralama Yandawara, Korang, Mil Shele, Belation, Ninji, Shadation, or Chorashi, which do that, Choran Serum, Yusare, Banju Yabu Yusare, Choran Pini, Dung to Sota Yabudu, and then Komopo down to the Ninji, which do, and then Kalasadan Yala, Chichana, she would do Torashada down to the Marwa. And Chana Shivichi Yunguris, Yabushi Yungura, Moja Dugala, Yarin as the ship, do at the Mashi of ship, and then Tidichini Horta, Jagat in the Sadu in the Zumas and the Tinido, Manzo Tinishingi Junior, Tini Yungua, today it's an Tambo Marawa, Tani Dharma Rachi the corner Tambo Tanga so. Manzo Koya Legatella, Koya Javatella. During in Chichi Shatare, Ma Yadunin and do a Manga Yore, Tambudasha Soro. The day in Zane that the Kashot and the what the that Karkato song, Tindijan Lama de Chingadolga, Kashota, Junju Shada Chicken to some of them. So one must not think this teacher, Dharma Rakshita, he's always saying negative things. He's trying to put us down, always talking about suffering, cause of suffering, and why is he trying to make us even more negative and more feel guilty and so on. He's not doing that yet. I know somewhere people say one Lama is talking about wonderful things, cessation of suffering, and another Lama is talking about suffering, talking about suffering. So the two Lamas, one is cessation of suffering, the other Lama is suffering. And people say like that. Well, that's how both Lamas are good. They're both right, because life is not always suffering. Life is most of the time we're suffering. Sometimes we have cessation, we have peace and happiness. So that's how it is. And being honest, okay? So, so what the opponent power, the solution is, when you have too many delusions in your mind, and your mind is distracted by worldly activities, and then because it says, because you have not understood, you haven't meditated on the disadvantage of samsara, you have not meditated on impermanence of life. You have not meditated on the disadvantage of samsara. That in the metaba magomache, koe chen, so magomache, and the tabegi, then yonde, chogi yonde, sanji yonde, chogi yonde, ginding yonde, kuncho som yonde, or in the church, yamleche yonde, the parent and the magomache, and the tendiches and the chen resumuyor, langing soldier on a coin. 다음에 코어 인중 지어서 딱 코어를 인중 지어서 인중 공부해서 딱 인중 도에 나는 요런 일반적으로 수렴지 온데 제스 일반적으로 수렴지 온데 제데스 송거로. So what you need to do is you have to meditate on korwala injung Tibetan word. Korwala injung means you have to meditate on renunciation of samsara. Korwa is samsara. You have to meditate. What is samsara? Korwa, going around in a circle, wheel of life. Tibetans, we say korwa. Mongolians say korwo, korwo, korwo. Same thing, Tibetan word, they pronounce differently. And so, yinjung gom, so you meditate, sit there, meditate. What is the disadvantage of samsara? So according to Lamrem, first, we have to do analytical meditation. Then we do single pointedness meditation. This is a powerful, very important. This is a tradition of Atisha. Can you put this lights up a bit too dark? And this advice, yeah, that's better. Good. So Atisha, according to Atisha's tradition, Kadamba tradition, in Lama Tsongkhapa's Geluk tradition, and we meditate on Yinjung first. Now it's getting darker. It's got darker on my face.
Oh, because it's thicker there, that's why.
So, yeah, go on. Well, now it's getting worse, darker again. Yeah, I should put it down. Yeah, that's better. Good, thank you. Yeah, it didn't work. So, Lama Tsongkhapa taught a text called Three Principal Paths, right? Renunciation, light.
Yeah.
Renunciation, bodhicitta, and shunyata. Renunciation, bodhicitta, and shunyata. Three principal paths. So there are the principal paths. And renunciation is the principal path, then bodhicitta, and then shunyata. Alright, koala yinjung je sado. Yinjung said the yinjung chigoro. Yinjung, that and Yamola Matonka Chimba Lamso Naso, Tinane Song, Lamso Naso, Tambo, Yinjung, Nibate, Chanjus, Sumba, Tuni, Marawa, Boyarwa. That de la Lamso say, Songo Junsen, Lam Tamjig, Lam Sama, Lam Sama, Lam Tamjig, then So Lamso, today, Lam So today, the Tambo, the Yinjung Gong, Resuma. Yinjung, you go, call Ningbundu the Mindu, Tambo Jegumji. Any Nimbu Mundu which Hakoso, Nimbu, Tembo, Dagwame, Tembo Meva, Dagwa Meva, there are other call a Nimbu Mundu, or call a cup similar the opposite human. Call choosing Nimbu Mason, Lucian Tabati, Teben shows. And someone to be Lajunala, Soya. Call a choosing Nimbu Mason, Lucian Tabati, Teben shows. What is the Lajugan, Lama Chigiti, Corsete, Dobare, Otuchi. So we have to meditate on disadvantage of samsara. According to Gui Samaya Tantra, Gui Samaya Sadhana, the lineage guru prayer, it says, Korwa Chushi Nyingbo Mezenes, you see, he's praising to one of the lineage gurus of Gui Samaya. You see the samsara has no essence, like Chushin means water plant, no essence. You are the master who lead all sentient beings to liberation, enlightenment. So samsara is like the water plant, water tree. What it actually means, I was told, I'm not 110% sure, or 100% sure, but water plant, Chuxing is, they say, it's a banana plant, banana tree. We don't have banana trees in, well, some parts of Tibet. Probably there is down south, way down south near the Burmese border. Way down there, we have a unique ecosystem and climate zones, right? There might be banana trees down there. And so when you cut the banana tree and you peel the bark, 1, 2, 3, peel off, there is no central core. That is why we call it Chuxing. So it's all bark peeling. Okay. Another example is onion. You peel the onion, keep peeling, and that's just onion. That's it, no essence inside. Or let's say lettuce, or let's say maybe some cabbage, right? Peeling, right? So what's the essence? There's no essence. The bark is the essence, and the juice is the essence. There's no other essence. But this is the example. So when you look at the samsara, meditate, do analytical meditation first. The samsara really have any essence. What it means is like everlasting peace, everlasting happiness, everlasting realization, everlasting source of liberation. Does samsara have? Nothing. Because the more you live in samsara, go around in samsara, you get more muddled and you get more entangled. And you are bound to have endless dukkha, endless suffering. Suffering, 1. Second, suffering of suffering. Third, suffering of all pervasiveness. Suffering of pervasiveness. So samsara is pervaded by sufferings. Suffering of all pervasiveness. What did it? That dunga tel sumyo na karsho. Chabanduji dunga. Joe dunga. Dunga dunga. Dunga Tibetan word. Chabanduji dunga means all pervasive suffering. Jurve dunga means changeability of suffering. And dungagi dunga means suffering of suffering. Dukkha of dukkha, double dukkha. So all pervasive suffering means wherever you are, whatever you do, there is always potential of suffering. For instance, you're sitting here meditating. If you sit too long, you suffer because your knees and your ankles go to sleep, and then you don't get enough exercise. You're bound to have suffering problem, physical problem, sitting too long. Like Zen people, they have a word called Zen disease. What is that? You get some kind of callus at your bum. And Milarepa had a callus in his bum. He's sitting so much, meditate so much. And too much sitting. And then you walk. Okay, now I don't want to sit, I want to walk. You walk and walk and walk. Then you get tired of walking, you get sore ankle, sore foot, suffering again. Then what do? You have to go back and sit again. Cycle, right? What did it? That Chabanduji Dunga said, Pena, and the nation on the Gomja to dig or wa. Dene, you should have dead any Gamba Pimon Nagi or any Karshamia Gamba, the ankle Sido Injil, Dangas Bagel, Jetsik, and Spoil, or Nagi or Tini, La Nagi or Karsota. Pungs Nagi or Kanga, and it over there's Machi, come Kalamashi, and no. Ya long 9 ya long like Chibunichi and draw. Don't don't shoot chin ya, Machi, ya Karchivation, Pimona, ya, and Joe Gambana, Gamba Sujap, Tanchi, Utaya Kabuchi, Kaleka, Munajap, or Dakajo, Yan Deoro, Maniagoro. Should I name you Mushira name in ya? Jab Nagri. Ben the Mangana never to name you took on. Should you join you name in the Jablojita, say, and the Borugil in the 퐁도와니 티지도 이건 동도. 오케이. suffering. 근데다 차반두지도 가와 있는 각고니가 초동으로 당 각고미 동하로 다 초동시라 통되네야 저요 말에 나기를 기보요 지도 먹다네 자이나 되는 거기나 되는 강가래 다들 미치고 있는 주고 있는 심지 치르치는 뭐지 저는 당고들 나기를 토그를 지금 뭐더지나 뭐더 사바사지 미치게 뭐더들 견지를 지 되게 되는 직도 그래 지 제기를 이 제기를 되는 인슈런스 요거 먹고 싶지 Generally, more you are the members of men, I have simply to finish some of the you don't listen to do. So I'm saying to my fellow Tibetans, see when you are when you have money and you are worrying about your money and losing the money and you need to invest your money, this and then money problems, money issues. And when you don't have money, then you are poor, you're broke, you're penniless, right? You have too much money, then you feel you're loaded, and then you become problematic, and then you lose your money. Then you think, oh, now it's a pandemic, suddenly world market crash, I lose all my money, become a penniless, and my money is worth maybe $50, whatever you have, money problem. And so like that, you buy a brand new car, and then you worried about the moment you buy the car, you have to think about or insurance, next first thing. And and then you worry about parking, and then somebody might come by and scratch your car. Somebody do graffiti, and then now you're driving in the snow in wintertime. You keep skidding on ice and hit the black ice, and then you crash your car, and then stuck in a ditch, and then you have to call tow truck, and then you have all these kind of endless dukkha, right? Samsara, having problem. Like in old Chinese saying, when you have a ball of rice to eat, the people get jealous on you. When you don't have a ball of rice to eat, people look down on you. So what do you do? Well, just eat the ball of rice. Forget about people look down on you. That's old Chinese saying, right? And there are many old way of saying, and so this is samsara. That indeed causing the Yingbu Yomare. That Yingbu Yong is sure. And then you wondering your skeptical mind, oh, what about these lamas and yogis? Don't they have any problems? Yeah, we do have a problem. It's physical problems, old age, and some world situation, worried about the pandemic, this and that. We do have problems. That's part of the life. But not, if you're a yogi, you don't create problems for yourself. And only problems that come from outside, some karmic, due to karmic, group karma, karmic cause, this sort of thing happens naturally, right? So here the advice is you should meditate on suffering first, cause of suffering, and disadvantage of samsara. Then you get the feeling, I really feel suffering. I feel samsara. I don't want samsara. I want to liberate myself from samsara. I wish everybody can liberate from samsara. Then you get strong renunciation. I mean, you could get some renunciation. You might get what we call hairy renunciation. Okay, well, that's hairy renunciation is not a bad one. Better than no renunciation at all. Hairy renunciation. You know what that means? Hairy renunciation means it's an old Minjung Pusu. Tanganzu Poketola Nidesher. Minjung Gomores. Ninjung Koy Nimitu Gom, the Deji Gom, and it. Minjung Jing, Minjung Chunjung Chike. Minjung Chunjung Jinta, call a Nimbo Mandongata, call Bangi, some digger, Gom Jagi, Tawasugi, Anisugi, Chichigi, Niching, Sinichi, Senagolani Abumakocha, Kalaya Masachi, Tinjas Jug Maju Chik, Chajoro, then they in the church wings and Digi Lovers and I'm in the English shooting, Tiniji Jadi, Yungora, Ninju Tembushara, Maviche, Tella, Ninju Pusu Sever. Ninju Pusu said, Ben a shimi or she made the chin into two, They made a shimi to the Lunga, shimi Jablone Pusu Suchido, and then they put Yendugo. What did they pet in the injury? So, free hairy renunciation, you get temporary renunciation, short renunciation, and it doesn't last very long. It's like, say, cat. One cat is confronted by another cat or another, or like a dog. He get angry. The sign of the cat is upset. Hair is rising on his back, right? A little bit upset. But then soon the confrontation is over, the hair is gone down. This is just an interesting example. He's got heavy renunciation. That means he's got. It's not going to last very long. Well, okay, that's fine. Better than nothing, right? That is a so you keep meditating. You get do analytical meditation on renunciation. Then you do single pointedness meditation, which means you stay there and then you make decision and determination. You make kind of resolution, say, okay, from now I will do this, I won't do this, and I will be on the path of Dharma continuously. Okay, that's kind of thing you need to do. This is what is suggested. Okay, so we go to now verse 31. Jitsuk Jejang Mandor Shavitse Leda Jundi Chet Sabais. Nangan Sonjarang Koi, Tani Newmoon, Mare, Tani Sonam Solam Beberchas. Jitsuk Jejang Mandor Shavitse Leda Jundi Chet Sabais. That Jitsuk Jejang Mandor Shavitse, Karasigurusla, Tachi. Sosochik subsubject, churching in and lega jiking lega chigina, carina subsubject, a watch, quit a watch, Kajanari Mion church subsubject, Chevra, Jizu Chejan, shoot up a watch. In a young, the Yawaji Mandoji, so some taller Malevache, some then the Yawaji Mandoje, in the gym. Tiko agency, in the Jungo agency, Karisina, and then later Jundi Chet Sevens. That Yawangama, then a lay Jundi to Yabuji, Kaso Yabuji, Masomache, later Jundi Chet says. Chet says, Changa, Lende Yabuji Masomachi Yachi Kasoda, two, the Tigi, and do reso. Then Tindi is a Tane, Sonam Solam, Tani is on the Sonam Yawi Sagres, Chur Dubajab. So here I will read the English translation, verse 31. When all affairs, both religious and worldly, run into trouble and fall into ruins, this is the will of sharp weapons, who circle upon us from wrongs we have done. Until now we have felt cause and effect could be slighted. Hereafter, let's practice with patience and strength. So, I'm not talking about for everybody. We're not talking about everybody, and Dharma Rakshita is not talking about everybody. Everybody's got so many problems. Everything is going down the hill. But some people, sometimes, what happens when your affairs or your activities, worldly affairs and business, so on and so forth, or spiritual practice and so forth, run into trouble. So, and fall into ruins. So, okay, worldly level, I lost my job because of COVID-19 or whatever, and I have so many issues, problems with mortgage, problems with finance, and my health is not so good, and now I'm stressed out, and it's a big problem, big mess, and spiritually also a big problem because now I can't even do my sadhanas, I can't do retreats, I have no money, no, financial problems. Also, I can't relax myself. I can't really sit and meditate because all these worries and concerns coming up. What is going on? What happened to me? What is the cause of this? And so, according the text, according Dharma Rakshita says, later Jundi Chet Sebais, because in the past life, in my past life, I have deliberately neglected karma and neglected cause and effect myself deliberately, or sometimes not necessarily deliberately, somehow just being lack of awareness of Dharma, and due to laziness, due to my own defilements, somehow I neglected and I ignored and I didn't pay attention. I wasn't being mindful. So this is now my problem. Will of sharp weapon is turning. So Tani Solam Sola Bebercha. So now practice. Let's practice with patience and strength. Okay, well, no point of now thinking about past. What might happen, what happened, this and that. Past is past, gone forever. Will not come back. So from now on, today, I will practice myself diligently, practice Dharma with patience, practice Dharma with perseverance. I will do my best. Okay, this is what one must do. This is the solution. That in this yore, Jawalam the Majo, Choya Yabunyam Matawachi, that just in which is Kalakabu chess, Benjo Yabo Mavachi, Tirini di Nazadu de Nani, meaning a laga de Chos, that Karina men, Tirin Tisankangi, which was that Karchevi in us. That the Jonga made any legend to Yabu Mason, so Chet Sevadam, Mixegi, Chet says that Chet Lendi said, Lendin Nub. What do you give reason? Then men ched Massena, that's so rich, Lelo the Yue or the Chenny, Tindi Karshota, Lendi Abumason, Tindi Chevereso. That in a career in a minute, Saturn Saran, Emelaga or Sarata, Emelaga in the tree, Yanjo, Yungage, Karso, the Jay or Maritini, the tiny on this subject, and a Zobagom, don't you some any Chogi told in Yamlen Karichi to do Chigi, Chevores. Chess water, Cheta, Yemen David, Lucian and David Lagasarva. That another subset of Chess Otus. So now we go to verse 32. Rimro Chess, longer song, Napu Chola, Reducevay. Langan Sonja on the quiet and Napu Chola, double charge. So when raids are performed, never seem to be fruitful. This is the will of sharp weapons, turning full circle upon from the wrongs we have done. Till now we have relied on the gods of this world. What that in the Rimru church in Yamlenche, Kasodan, Rimru said the Shabden the Puja in the Rimro Chese, Lobos, Shabden Kasechi, Puja Kasechi, Donchola Sobotan, Tenes, Shinin Dodola, Tene, Apache Lamsi, Da Karina, Tende, Choganamani Yora, Chulusu Sosogi, Choganamani, Rimro Karishi, Tene Chever, Chigi, Chevre, Rimro Chese, Lobos, Ti, Pia, Takaso, Tradition, Kida Yungumando. Indeed, take Harinas. Sumdo, take Hari Jefferson, and Chawangamadela Soso, Rimdu Chadamashi, Chendela young Rimdu Chadamashi. Rimdu Chesa, the Itapjosa, the Gideme Latinella, Chapter, La Lama in the Chicken Takarina and the Lumbaso Soso in the Euro Carso, Jidasing, saying that in the Euro Tindela Chapter. And it thought to the Kulun Rale, Kulun de Awaji, Majoji, so Lega Ranchi, Tam Yambo, Ming Yambo, Zibu, and Jidin Chuji on the short day. Tini Chopapuyala, so Takari, the Tini Damana chairing, Tini, Ulu Nora, Jidin Chuji, the Allah Kaza, Suma, and Kando, all country, Chujo Somola, Chopapuyana, Pemacabla, Ulu Nora, all country, Chujo Somachi, Toshida, Nangamara, Kavanang, so Gulu Nora. Jigen Chuji Shata Chelte, Tonang Naya, Nangmaro. Kulu Yakuji and Tonangri. Yes, Kashitin Sigdo, Suma to the Jin Kandomasing to the Yosamares, Shidaji, Chevi, Chiamendus, Suzita Tayamendus, in this Shido, that in this Shijo, Tindi, Yamang and the Bella did the Chomori, Kuma, Chawakashi, Sajalachi, Sajal Gumbachi. And Saja Kumagi. Chiba ta tree or the Kumako in Russia, Kumak Senago Tenders. That does any Nimaki ni some Nimachu, Cote Semptation, that such a Kumaruji, 2 young meadows, Lamats of 2 years. 2 years, Milan 2 passion, Milan Duaji, Masha, Takolulu, Kolula, Zhang Sajelami, Tijaku. 2 Magmilam Nijume, Yang as a pay you come again. Some Sajalam, Tijakus. Sajalama getting tea, Jajatin Yahuji, Kumaku is 2 Jaya Park and Milam Chia, Dujata Milusha, Kogani, Chimigo. I landed some of the Marco Kuma in the Kumeland, some of the Tangmara. But indeed, Jenny, they Lama 2 Jagumara, Lama Yard and Sajabuma 2, Tea Kashi to Andala Kumashal, took on the Jag. Lama Sachimbo, Koranta Kuma is a Sanjimbe or Chinjimbe, whichever, or did it. That's also some lot so Kununga level indeed. So here, what I'm here, it says that when you do rituals, offerings, pujas, and what you want, and then there's no result through, you make rituals, pujas to Dakinis, Dakas, Dharma protectors. And there's no result. The reason why there's no good result, because your motivation is totally selfish mind, socially, and especially your motivation is what we call influenced by what we call 8 worldly dharmas. Jikten Chuje, Tibetan word is Jikten Chuje. Because your motivation is very worldly, how could you expect the Dakinis and Dharmapalas will do something wonderful for you? Then they're not going to help you because your motivation is negative. You are just full of egos, right? Being selfish. And not because the protectors, Dakinis don't want to help you. And and also you did some puja with the wrong kind of god, like spirits of the earth, or some nagas or yakshas and rakshas, some mountain gods, some what we call Zen, and they themselves are not really capable to help you. So then you're asking help to the wrong person, right? And if you ask the wrong person help, she can't help you. Even you pray to the right person, right deities, right protectors, but your motivation is selfish. They can't help you. So this way how it works. So therefore, hereafter, let's turn in another direction and leave our non-virtuous actions behind. That's verse 32. I haven't read the commentary of Geshe Nawandaji for a while. And I think there's nothing special new here. Anyway, so that's how it is now. Then we go to verse 33. Kuncho sumla soa matepche sanji pala yichi majebe lene sojarana koi tane kuncho kona temberchas. Verse 33, when none of the wishes we make rich fulfillment. Although we have made praise to the three precious gems, this is the will of sharp weapon. Now, till now, we have had an imperfect commitment to Buddha whose teachings deserve complete trust. Hereafter, let's place our exclusive reliance on Buddha, his teachings, and those in his fold. Kunjo songla so matab se sanji pala ishi majeves. Ta kunjo la so taguya. So taguya de yandi karso de kuncho so tabne so tabe tundi majo yungu bedwa. Ye meyo junsin de karche visen. Kuncho so de puta wuji ting yang da wuji so de urmata. Katsam chikzam so adamne ene so ngene man so tumid so the tumid man but tundi is tundi yungu yomar. So in Tibetan words you say you pray to Buddha by only words, by only mouth, by only words. Tibetan word katsam, chiktsam. Katsam is by only word. Chiktsam is by only words. Katsam is by only mouth. Chiktsam is by only words, not from your heart. Okay? So you go around in a group or some kind of group influence group running around some holy places and everybody's saying, oh, I pray to Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, Namo Tassa Bhagavata Arhata Sama Sambuddhassa, Buddhang Saranang Gacchami, Dhammang Saranang Gacchami, Sanghang Saranang Gacchami, so on and so on. But, kind of like imitating and like a parrot. And so you haven't prayed really deep from your heart. And also, not only that, you are not sure you have faith, complete faith, Some people don't have complete faith because they don't know what faith means. They don't know how to pray with full faith. So then you don't get the result. 겐딩이 연데 나중에 넘번더 가서 저거 배워 가라. 근데 세계와 산지 연대 삼미치 최지 연대 삼미치 겐딩이 연대 삼미치 자주 어떻게 다데 겐디 삼지메지와 하마와치. So one does not understand the quality of the Buddha is inconceivable, quality of Dharma is inconceivable, quality of Sangha is inconceivable. In other words, the quality of the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha is so precious. You don't understand deeply. You think, oh, these people are just saying all these words, mumbo jumbo, hocus pocus, and I'm just kind of dripped with these people, and I'm a sort of Buddhist. I am a wishy-washy, and I don't know what I'm doing here. And then there's no result, okay? Because you don't have the full trust and faith. You don't know what that means, right? And you think that faith means blind faith. I'm not going to practice this. So you're constantly debating yourself, confused, and asking so many questions to yourself, questions to other people. It's all, the more you goes on and on and on, and your mind becomes like a demigod, so busy, and too much questioning, too much talking, too much debating with yourself, wasting your time. Instead of just sit there and meditate to trying to feel the quality of the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. Ota kunchola tene, teba tene, ngune khasam tene, siksam member, tene yawo mewa che. Ta mewa je korang jense na minduta, mashi warawa nyingi ka yomata, mashi warawa tende inzane, ene kunchola sowa tene, tundeli yungu yomare. Ode, kuncho sumla sowa tabe ches, kasa, kuncho sumla sowa matib ches. So, the yawo tunde majo che, 산지 발라 이시 마지요. 다 산지 쳐다 근데 이시 마지요. 저레스. 근데 이제 다네 군조 코나데 말이죠. So from now on, one should or one must hereafter let's place our exclusive reliance on the Buddha, his teachings, and those in his fold. So let's just pray to Buddha. Let's generate full faith, trust. Okay? Don't have too many doubts. And just practice. Then just pray, and then you see the result. Okay? Don't debate too much. Don't have too much doubts. Just practice. And just practice. Then you get the result. Don't debate too much. And then too much thinking is a disease. Too much thinking is disease. Too much thinking is distraction. You're wasting time. You spend more time thinking, debating, asking questions, than sit and meditate. You should think about at the end of the day, how many hours did I sit and practice? How many hours I ask questions, doubting, debating, this and that? What's the big deal? Just practice. Okay. And next verse 34. That did it. Liu Sumju, Liu Sa, Sholoka Sumju Sushi. Namto did and learn the language says, Ladan Nala Dipa Sabai, Lengen Sonjarala Coin, Dan Namdo Tamji, Jomber Charles. Namdo Tamji Jomber. Namdo did and learn the language. Ladan Nala Dipa Sabai. When prejudice, polio, or stroke have us crippled, and external forces or harms arise against us, this is will of sharp weapon returning. Full circle upon from wrong have I done. Till now we have collected vast stores of non-virtues by breaking our vows and offending protectors. In our practice from Guru devotion to Tantra, hereafter let's banish all prejudiced views, wrong views, prejudiced views. So that is Namdo Divdan Dondu language, Ladangala Divas. Ta Namdo Mambuchi, Semna Namdo Mambuchi. Any sem deep, when a Semla Namdo Mambuchi, deep Jayala Sobat. So doing no barawa, doing the languages. Then Direta Ladangala Divasavayas. Ladangala Divasavayas. La Asakaso, Laina, Power Kando, Jujung Suma, Lasero, Chidan, Chidan, La Zota, Daja Doma Shajatuba, Tene, Donja Lasu, Songa Lasova, Tene, Sanji Chu Gindu, Tene, Power Kando, Jujung Suma, Sama, Rawa, Ladan Hala, but still, Tene, Akaso, Topache, Sendeche. Oda Lachi Yabore, Lachi Dujare, Sumachi Dore, Sumachi Yagares, Kanomachi Yar, Kanomachi Dujare, then the Yomares, Oda than the Bamores, the Mamores, the Teres, Tanti Mambuchi, Tinjumi Osama Mobata, Tindiche, Lada, Nala, Dibasaba, then Nala, Nasa Jorwa, the Yamlenja to Sola Yachi, Tobasa, and the church, the Juma Mendoza, Chichi. Teachers, Sunny, I don't believe, don't thermal racing, Tembo Yomarising, Gigi, Ni racing, that in the Shijin which and the Lama de Jumare, Lama Church, Tembo Yoma, Chicks and Nis, and Lama de Chick, then the Koran social racing, that in the Mongochi, so similar topos, and then didn't damage into Central Chit, ye, and a chum everything, some Shigata, then it, Jerry and Zani, Tiki Church in the Chandela, Namdo Mambo, Sem Machi, Don Shuyala, so Tip Jayala, so Tindingo or Reso. Indeed, the Tani, Namdo Tamji Jumberch, Tani so the Namdo Mavachi Reso. Namdo, Namdo, Maji, Chula, Tanango, Tanangos. I think Stag, Karsota, Kachimba, Chula, Tanajet. So I will now translate in English. So what happens here is people have lots of confusions about Dharma practice. People have confusions about dakinis, confusions about dakas, confusions about Dharma protectors, confusions of sadhanas. People have confusions about gurus who composed sadhanas, pujas, ritual, and lots of confusions, lots of gossiping, Dharma gossip, and some people spend more time Dharma gossiping than Dharma practice. They just talk about Dharma all the time. So they think they're practicing just because you're talking. I have noticed that myself, because I've been in the West teaching 40 years. I first translated, I was translated, then I taught. I see a lot of people, they spend a lot of time just blah, 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 yep, talking about Dharma instead of practicing. A lot of times they gossip. Who's Lama, who's deity, who's Dakini, who's protector, this and that, what's the lineage, and just so much nonsense talking. Why don't you sit and practice? I really admire those yogis and yoginis. Just do sit and practice, do prostrations, mantras, meditate, study, lamrim. Don't talk about all kinds of nonsense. So talking so much, and so then you making the Dharma gossip. See, Dharma gossip is the worst kind of gossip. Usually this gossip is not Tibetan word, ngankyo. So Dharma gossip, talking about Dharma gossip is even worse than ordinary gossips. And so then one create negative karma against talking about Dharma stuff, nonsense, talking nonsense, gossiping about Dharma, and create unwholesome karma from talking about sadhanas, mantras, breaking vows, commitments. Because when you talk about tantra mantra too much, then you can break vows. The tantra means secret, right? You should not reveal secret. And see, in the Western, people have funny ideas. Like just when you say it's a secret, don't talk about tantra. They think, oh, secret means bad thing, because secret means you belong to some kind of underground secret society or something. You don't share with. Why not share? Why keeping secret? But they don't understand. The secret doesn't mean it's something bad. Secret means it's private practice. It's more confidential, something that you only do it yourself when your guru told you to do, or don't do when guru said don't do it. That's your private thing. It's not something bad thing going on. You don't share with other people. Some things you can't share with everybody. Can you? And some things in life, some things are not for sale. We have seen, like in commercial society, some things are not for sale. They are not for sale. I'm sorry, I'm not selling for you. And some things are not to talk about. Okay. I say some in Tibetan word. That indeed, nasim nosim lokta, and nasim nosim lokta. Agi jun chama niki sum nasim nosim lokta. Nagi then jun chama chizo nganchao said, get a chomo shed. And it was again. How about the show calling ancestion? Lama deji, Jevidas, Kanuma deji, Kanuma Duma imanda, Suma deji, Suma Mune Remandu, Deresh, Derish, Kire Mary, Suman de Yara, Suman de do it. Then the Mambo share any Nanjuba de Nanjuba Mune Remandu, Kuzumarisha, Motene, Kota Lonjo Resha, Anne Lonjo Resha, Kiri Merco, Mambo share. Indeed, show told Nancha Kora share. Then Diva Nancha Nane. Chög ngangche she tando duga digo chayo. Tinde chewa inzane chendilani, Jawangama tinde chewa chendilani, dibjaya la sovata, Semma jiba la yo sova. And the court doing you yell to the Yungoris. Jawa chimas pan taringun roke kisho mare, chendila. Pelanganja mambo check, chug toranganja chewa in, digwin de wood sosola, Semma jiba che, Tawasa doing you. And Tindishira, Nanche chewa and Any church, Yamlin Chidu, Jibo Mavache, Tawasa, Tezumsa, Chode course, and the pocket, so Chode Koshas, Chode Koshas. Chö Yaguji Maji Jenny, Chö de Chi Karsota, Tere, Te said the Chi Jalan Shosota, Teptucha, Jalan Sho, Teptucha. So in Tibetan we say Chöde Ko. Chöde Ko means somebody talks so much about Dharma, and then it sort of, some point you don't know what's real Dharma, what's not Dharma. You get confused. Chöde, that's what. So they better not to talk too much about Dharma gossip. Don't talk about Dharma gossip. So once you have this kind of stubborn mind, you're confused about Dharma practice, then even the Lama, genuine Lamas, genuine teachings cannot make correction, can't correct your mind. It's like some machineries. If it's so rusty, so bad, sitting out there for years and years, now you're trying to fix this rusty engine or something. No, you can't. You just throw away, recycle. Take to the recycling place. You can't fix it. You put WD-40, this and that, solutions. You can't. Better buy or not to buy. Don't buy junk again. Don't try to fix this old one, sitting there too long. So like your mind gets so rusty. And resting become rust. Pandit Nehru, first Prime Minister of India, Pandit Nehru said, rest become rust. Too much resting become rusty. Too much Dharma gossiping then becomes impure Dharma. Then at some point you don't know what is Dharma, what's Dharma. Then you sit down trying to practice Dharma. You get more confusion, more cynical mind comes, and skeptical mind comes. Then you can't practice anymore. This negative mind comes. So therefore, it's very important to try to keep your mind pure and pure, like a child, innocent child, pure, and have devotion. Tangnang, have a pure vision, devotion to all the gurus, all the lineage gurus, all the traditions of Tibetan Buddhism. Doesn't matter, Sakya, Nyingma, Kagyu, Gelu, Chonang, and all of them have Tangnang, pure view. Okay, they're all wonderful. I got one lineage, I belong to one sect. I do my best. I can't practice all different lineages, all the different yidam. Don't have to. I can't. I don't have to. Atisha said, don't need to. One Buddha, you practice one yidam, and when you get all the realizations, all the yidam, you practice one yidam properly, you got realization of all the yidam. That's what I have to do. I should do. But in the meantime, I should respect all the other lineages and traditions. Respect all the gurus. Pay homage to them. Tangnam. Pay respect to all the dakinis. Pay respect to all Dharma protectors. And just have pure vision. Tangan Bhagetala, Tanangum Sera. Chulu Higa, Kaju Nima Sacha, and Chonang. That's Chulu Samade, Sanji Koma to Chulu Mother, Yomare, and a Jibare. Then I'm the dinner. Chotamji Puramgi Gomuna is Ram Gogojiana. Ye the year Kawajin Soja with the Ngamushadarwa. Chotamji Puramgi Gomuna is. For example, getting on the pesa with the pizza chicksana, pizza Gogoji and so Kawaji and Jiba, Manda Yomorwa. Within the Chulu Sama Sanji Komoto Chushadar. Then Lama Samala Tanango, Yidam Samala Tebache. Any children, Baokan, children from Samala Tanajo, Jay Yere Maris, the Manguch, and then social sim 2 years, Choyomare. And just Chubung Lesa, Dini, Yungure, and the internet and the Lelonjiba to Sumbuna, Supodini Dina Sundua, but the Chene, Chile Injim, Majes, Sungwa, and Mashu about. So we must cultivate pure vision, pure view to all the lineages and gurus and traditions, Dakinis and Dakas and Dharma protectors. So it says Dharma is like one chunk of gur. Gur is one chunk of sugar. In India, they have a brown sugar called gur. Doesn't matter which part you bite, it's all same taste. And now, modern example, Dharma is like one good Italian pizza. So it doesn't matter which slice you eat, same taste. So cultivate pure mind, devotion. Okay, thank you very much. So now I will leave it here. If you have any questions, most welcome. Okay, go ahead.
There's no questions yet.
Yeah. This way.
That's so cute.
Okay, no questions? If no question, then good question. I say, Brian Petersma, good to see you. I can see you're here. Hello, Brian. How are you? Good. All right.
So Tess Tsering has
Yes.
a question. How does one move from hairy renunciation to proper renunciation?
That's a very good question. Tang yin yung pusu dene pusu de sha ne kale kele yung puta wo chi tandi che gore so. It what the mesi abore to di che. So that's a good question. Well, you see, as I said, heavy renunciation is not bad and better than nothing. So you get 1 heavy renunciation, 2 heavy renunciation, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10. Then you get more real renunciation coming inside in your mind, in your heart, outside instead of outside hairy one renunciation, right? So then inside of your mind, then you have more consistent renunciation, and consistently you feel okay. Dharma practice is very valuable, most valuable. Dharma practice is very rich. Dharma practice makes my life is much more meaningful, rich. Dharma practice helped me a lot, everyday life, for myself, my children, my family, and for stability and consistent, and therefore I'm going to practice Dharma. I now myself fully, completely engage myself in Dharma. You get this kind of feeling, then that's not hairy renunciation, and you will get that. This will happen.
Thank you. And then Amanda has a question. Oh, she took it away. Okay, she retracted it. Okay, here it is again. Thank you for teaching for patience. As you know, Westerners find it hard to think we may be suffering from past wrongs done in former lives. Please advise on how we can work on accepting this.
Well, that's because Westerners, usually, generally speaking, have problems understanding about reincarnation. Don't know past life, don't know future. Of course, nobody knows future. Even the Easterns don't know future, right? I don't know future. And I'm not a soothsayer, I'm not clairvoyant. And but we do think about seriously. We have saying in the Dharma, if you want to know about your past, you look at your mind. And no, the other way around. If you want to know about past, you look at your body. If you want to know about future, you look at your mind. So if you look at your body, your life now is good life, that means your past was good. Past life, you done a really good job. Okay, and if your mind is good right now, pure and good and virtuous mind, the future will be good. So don't even know everything. I was told, it said, Guru Padma Sambhava said this. That's Sanji Manjushri in the song. Jewa Ngama the Misiti Karsho, the Yabu Yu made the Tanda Ludel, they were in Apogres, Tanda Ludel Yabu, Misiti Yu, Jongama, the Yabuji Church from Deres, in the Apogres. Maombala Yabu Yu, so some Dagres, same Yabuji Devi, same Yabu, same Zambo, Gesemi with law. Chu law, Chu Semiona, and it's Maombala Yabuji, my Dubu Yoya, your Mares. So, trouble is that Westerns have problem with understanding of the past life, right? So if you have this problem, let's don't go all the way back to the past. Okay, go backwards, like say 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. Okay, and now you look at and I'm suffering right now because when I was 10 years, or when I was teenage, I did this, I did wrong things, and I was confused and I mixed up, or my family and my life, and I went through abuse and neglect. This is what's happening. So you don't need to go all the way back to the past. And same way, you have good life right now. Why? Because you have a good family. You grew up in nice surroundings. And you have lots of good support, kind, compassionate teachers and parents, and you are enjoying your good life. So if you continue this good life, practice Dharma, future, next year, next 10 years, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, and so on, it'll be good.
Right, good, thank you. And then Bonnie was asking, for the meditation, I think you said that for visualization meditation, do we close our eyes?
Well, depends on what kind of meditation you're talking about. And generally speaking, when you do Lamrim meditation practice, you close your eyes slightly, not completely close your eyes. And when you do Mahamudra meditation, according Gampopa and Pamodrupa and Lama Tsongkhapa and so on, suggest you don't close your eyes. And when you do tantric practice, visualization, obviously you have to close your eyes.
Okay, thank you. Sarah Day asks, how can we help a person who is feeling suicidal?
Well, that question asked many times before. I think I answered that question before. And suicidal, and I'm not a therapist, and if suicidal, I think that this mind person is obviously very disturbed and hard to deal with it. And but if the person is friend of yours close to you, you go first, give some comfort, and say, let's go for a walk, let's go for a run, let's go for do hiking, and let's go for swim. Let's sit and watch nice movie, Dharma movie. Let's eat some popcorns. Let's eat some ice creams. Let's do that. And then the person thinks, life is not so bad. See? And I heard one person he wanted to commit suicide. So then he thought he will die from running. So suddenly he will have heart attack. So he wanted a heart attack. He ran. And then he kept running. He said, hey, I love running. It's nice to live. And life is not bad at all. I love running and I like to run. So run. And then he said, I don't want to die. I don't want to kill myself. And I like running. And there's some few things I can enjoy myself in life. So why don't you do something like that? And then you could say, let's meditate. Don't even talk about don't suicide, don't suicide this, and then don't talk. Don't understand. Just do something.
Right. Try and get him out of there.
Yeah,
An
get
area,
out from
yeah.
the
Yeah. Good. Thank you. Sharon asks, is there a relationship between Manjushri and the Wheel of Sharp Weapons?
Manjushri in the wheel of sharp weapon. Yes, Manjushri got a sharp weapon in his hand.
A sword.
His sword, sharp weapon is a sword, right? If you're talking about real sword relationship, Manjushri and the sword, real sword, well, he's got one in his hand. And if you're talking about something a little different, deeper than that, and yes, Manjushri will cut the wheel of sharp weapon, weapon against weapon. Manjushri got one sword, straight sword, and that will cut this wheel of sharp weapon.
Good. Okay. Any other questions, please? And just a little reminder, if anybody would like to make an offering to Rinpoche, please go to Guidance for the West website and just click the donations button there. Thank you so much.
All right, no questions, that's good. And see you next Sunday. Thank you very much.